Hello. Let me know if you can hear me okay. I cannot hear myself, which is a good thing. I don't need to hear myself, but normally when I record in this setting, I can hear myself, so let me know if it sounds okay, if it's too loud or something. Because I think it's telling me that it's fine. I have Raven here with me. Say hi, Raven. Oh, she's blessed me. Hi. Hello. I'm going to try to look up at the camera, but I'll probably just end up looking here instead, so I hope that doesn't throw you off. Okay, listen, you're going to literally you're going to be muted so hard if you keep spamming like that, bro. Thank you, Heather. Thank you for liking my channel, but that doesn't mean you can monopolize the chat. Hi. I have some important channel announcements I need to talk about. As we roll into January, I figured that halfway through December would be a good time to talk about them, considering that we're halfway through the month today on the 15th. So the first thing I wanted to announce, which isn't like so crazy because I've talked about it in a couple videos, is I do have merch and I'm going to continue to offer new merch designs. I think every month we'll roll out a new design. So I'm thinking about maybe retiring the old designs when I release the new ones. So to kind of make it more of like if you want this one, you have to get it because it won't be around longer. So that way there'll be people who had like merch from the very beginning, and I think that that's cool, like retired limited merch or something, or maybe I'll do it every 3 months, but I'd love to know your thoughts about that kind of thing. This is stuff I've only really talked to my Discord about, and I just wanted to pick the rest of your brains as well. And I know if you're not watching this live, if you're watching this back later, I would love to see your thoughts in the comment section. The next big announcement, and I just want to get through these announcements so that way we can hang out, so that people who watch this back later can get to hear the announcements, and then if they want to stay and hang out, they can. And then I'll read all your comments and everything. The next big announcement is that we are moving. Wow, not houses, but platforms. So we are going to be moving the membership service from YouTube, or from Patreon to YouTube memberships, and I've already talked about this with my Discord, and they're the only ones that pretty much need to know, but we are going to be moving, which means that in future, when you are watching my videos, you'll see a cute little join button, and that will be how you become a member from now on. Right now, I have not been advertising any of my Patreon links in any of my videos because I don't want new patrons this month, because that is going to be so confusing for them. Like, oh, I joined and then I only get to be here for 5 days because on January 1st is when the switch is happening. So if you've been wanting to become a channel member and you just haven't yet because you don't like Patreon or whatever, we are going to be moving to YouTube memberships, and the base fee for joining the Discord is going to be starting at $4.99. YouTube has these silly rules for the prices where they have a set list of prices that you have to choose from, whereas I got to take that liberty on Patreon to create all my own prices. And someone on Patreon, if they didn't like any of my prices, they could pick a price that they wanted to pay me a month, as long as it met, specific categories. YouTube, there's like 15 set prices and they all end in 99, like 0.99. So that is why the price is higher now, because before it was $3 a month to join, and then we had a $5 category. And the other thing is that YouTube only lets you have 5 tiers instead of, like, I think I had 9 or 10 tiers on Patreon. So I worked together with my mods and admins of the Discord to create these new tiers, and we had to create some tiers that were like in the middle of others. And on top of that, YouTube takes a significant amount of the pledge that you give me, and they just take it. I believe it's something like 35%, which is about, if you're in the $4.99 tier, that's $1.75 that goes straight to YouTube, and then the other like $3.25 or something, that's what I get as the pledge. So that's why we picked $4.99, because that's right. like $4.99, so that the $3.25 that I get is in between the $3 and the $5 tier, which were like the two kind of entry level tiers. So I hope that makes sense. But the biggest thing is that when I started Patreon, YouTube memberships didn't exist, and now that it does, I know that this channel is just going to keep growing, because usually with YouTube, like, even if you go AWOL, people will still keep subscribing to your channel even though they don't know that you haven't posted in 2 years, because most people don't check that. So I want to have something that's going to be good forever. Like, YouTube memberships isn't just going to go away now that it exists. So I feel like it will be easier for people to become members and for people to feel more plugged into YouTube. Also, you're not giving your money to two different services. Like, let's say you're already paying for YouTube Red or someone else's YouTube membership. Now you don't have to go create a new Patreon. And I do see your questions, and I will be answering your questions in a minute. I just need to get through these announcements real fast. And I'm out of breath. I'm good at talking fast. I don't know why I'm like running out of breath. I just want to like get through it. Okay, yes. There's also going to be 5 tiers. So we do have a grandfather tier, which is for people who signed up like 6 months ago to Patreon when it was $1. It was $1 for about a month, and then we had people hate join. They joined to try to get tea and cause issues, and so we had to ban them, and then we raised the price back up because we realized, okay, $1 a month, like, people who don't like me, who want to cause problems, that's not a lot for them to pay. So we had to raise the price back up to try to filter out those people. So we have a grandfather tier for those people who did join, who, there's not a lot of them, there's maybe like 12 of them, and that's going to be the $1.99 tier, again, because YouTube adds 99 onto everything. And normally for anyone else other than those 15 people, that will not grant any Discord access, but it will grant YouTube membership access. So you'll get access to members only live streams, and you'll get badges and emojis and all that fun stuff, but you won't get access to Discord. Discord starts at $4.99, and then we have a couple other tiers. We have 3 other tiers after that. I believe we have a $5.99, I think we have a $9.99, a $19.99, and a $29.99. And each of those have really, really good benefits. I know, you just want to play. I know. Each of those have really good benefits. In my opinion, I worked to try to give the benefits a lot more meat than they had before. And on top of that, with Patreon, there was a lot of not fulfilling of benefits because Patreon wouldn't tell me when people would switch tiers. People would have to tell me. So I would find out 3 months later that person X was actually in the $30 tier, and I have 3 videos that I owe them. So with YouTube, everything is a lot more streamlined, and I am really excited about that. I'm trying to think if there's any other... Oh, I'm going to be introducing... So we're gonna start doing Discord and drinks and Discord after dark, which we've been doing in my Discord server, but for people who are in those tiers, I was thinking maybe it could be fun to do it on YouTube Live instead of in the actual Discord server. So what we could do is that, like, we'll be hanging out, having our drinks or Discord after dark talk or whatever, and it'll just be all of us in the call, and then people can interact with our call, but they don't get to actually participate in the actual thing. Let me know, people who are planning on joining that tier. I believe that's $10.99 tier, and then the $9.99 tier, and then there is a $19.99 tier, which will be weekly calls with that group of people on Mondays, I believe. And we're going to change the time on Mondays so that if we have people from different time zones, we can make sure that they're included in everything. But that will be private. That will be completely private with just those people. And then the $29.99 tier is the biggest tier. And I can't remember exactly what's in it off the top of my head, but there's a lot of stuff that comes with that tier. So that is the memberships. We also will have really adorable little badges that my gardener, Sarah, gardener sounds weird, but that's the top tier in my Discord servers. So there's the gardeners, which is me and Sarah, and then there's the admins and the mods. And Sarah basically runs my Discord server. She's absolutely incredible. She's not feeling well right now, so you guys should all wish her a Feel Better Sarah in the live chat. I'm sure she would love to see that. But she designed these adorable little plants in pots, and they're so cute. And for each new amount of time that you've been a channel member, you'll get the new badge. So I believe it's 1 month, 3 month, 5 month, 10 month, 1 year, 1.5 years, and 2 years. I think. I'm not sure. But for the amount of time that you've been a member of the channel, you'll have that badge. And it's really, really, really cute. It's so cute. She did such a good job with them. And we also have Max and Brooke emojis, which will be able for you to use. And they're adorable. I love them. Brooke also made those. Well, I made one of them. I made the Max emoji. But, oh my god, the Brooke one is so cute. Maybe I can show them to you. Let me see if I can find where I put them real fast without being boring, which I don't know if I can do. Let me try to pull it up just real fast so I can show you. I don't have the pots because Sarah didn't send me those directly. But the Max emojis are really cute because I always talk about Max and Brooke on my channel, and they are two of my admins. And I just thought it would be really cute to have a little... Okay, we do have the Brooke one. Here is the Max emoji. Here she is. Okay, hold on. Let me move out of the way. That's the Max emoji that you'll be able to use as members. I think it's so cute. Ah! And the reason we did this is because Max's profile photo on every single like service is him, and there's no beanie on this, but it's him with his hoodie like scrunched up as much around his face as possible, tied in a bow with a hoodie on top, and that's his thing for everything. And I just thought it'd be cute to like make a chibi version of it. And then for Brooke, who is also just like, Max and Brooke are like two of my very first patrons ever. This is the one that I came up with for Brooke, and I'll show you the one that Sarah made it a lot better. Oh, I do have the little badges I can show you. Okay, so here's Brooke. This is the one I made for Brooke. And then Sarah was like, let me add a little bit of spice. So this is the one that Sarah made for Brooke, and you can't even see it. Let me see if I can zoom in on that. It might not be possible, but it is a little... It's a little rice roll, and it has to be low compression like that so that YouTube will load it. But Brooke loves rice. She's always eating sushi rice, so we made her a little, I think it's called a onigiri. I could be wrong, but it's a little rice ball. And then on the inside of the rice ball is a little plant, but you can't see it. But anyways, so we made this one for Brooke. And then these are emojis that you can use on the channel, obviously. And then here are the badges. These are going to be very small as well, so I'll do my best to try to show you. So here's the first one. And this is the badge that you'll get when you join the channel. And I wanted the badges to be rainbow so that it looks really cute on the thingy. And then it has 2 leaves because you're brand new. And then we have, oh, thank you, we got someone becoming a member, but I can't show you because I don't have it set up for some reason. Thank you. Or not a member, a subscriber. Then we have B. So this is the second one. So I can't remember the month allotment, but this is the second badge you'll get when you've been a member for a little bit. This is the third one. This is the fourth one. This one is the fifth one, but I might ask Sarah to change the color on it because I feel like it's kind of hard to see. But it's got 5 little leaves. And then when you've been a member for over 2 years, oh my god, Heather, thank you for the super sticker for, oh, it says little hey you with a little dancing pear. Thank you so much for the super sticker, bro. That's super nice. And then this is if you've been a member for 2 years, which is crazy because in 2 years from now, people are going to start, what is that? 2021. So in 2023, if you're still a member of my channel, you will get to have this beautiful sparkly plant, which I think is so fun. So those are the little thingies. And yeah, I am really, really excited to do the whole YouTube membership thing. There's so many fun things we can do that we couldn't do before with Patreon, because YouTube is tied to YouTube memberships, whereas Patreon is not. So I'm really excited. Now is the time to leave any questions in the chat, so that when I go back through, when I'm done with my last announcement, I will see it. If you have any questions about YouTube memberships, please leave them in the chat now. Or later, I'll see them eventually, but now is a good spot to leave it. Okay, the last announcement is kind of a sad announcement, and my patrons aren't going to like it, but I just have to do what's best for me and the channel, is I am not going to be able to continue doing Vlogmas. The reason for that is really simple, and it's really unfortunate. Is honestly... the views and the watch time that I'm getting on the Vlogmas videos are not enough to be able to pay my bills at the end of the month. In fact, I am well behind where I should normally be at this time in the month, especially for December. And I know that that's kind of like personal, and maybe it's a little oversharing, but I just really want to be clear and honest with you guys on why I cannot continue to do Vlogmas. And I don't know if it's because in December everyone puts Vlogmas in their titles, but straight up announcements haven't gone out for either of my videos. And the second one was more so just supposed to be like a first one. Sorry, that didn't make any sense. The second Vlogmas was supposed to just be like a cute little fun, like filler video. And Reed is a huge part of this channel because she's my best friend, but it's really sad because I like doing Vlogmas, specifically just vlogging all day and like posting it. I think that that's fun, and I'd like to incorporate that into my channel at some point, but I cannot financially sustain myself in January when bills come around with how terrible things are doing. And it's not any of you who are watching my live stream now, and it's not any of my patrons who are active in the Discord server and see when I post stuff. It's literally just, for some reason, YouTube is not sending out any notifications for my Vlogmas videos, except for like 5 people, like actually. And it's happening with my other friends too. And if I were a bigger channel, I think I'd be able to weather it. But I mean, 18,000 is a lot of people. Like, if I were in a room with all 18,000 of my subscribers, that would be insane. Like, that is a lot of people. But unfortunately, in YouTube terms, I am a very small creator. And it's really sad because my friends who have channels that are smaller than mine, they are just being swallowed alive by Vlogmas, and their videos aren't getting any views. And I just don't think Vlogmas was intended, like, statistically for small channels. But I have really good news. We're going to be replacing it with daily houseplant content. So what I'm going to be doing is not starting tomorrow, but starting on tomorrow's 16th, starting on the 17th to the end of the month, I am going to be posting daily houseplant content, even on Christmas. So, here's the deal, is like, I posted, I have a bunch of videos planned. I still have to make, like, my favorite plants of 2020, my, plant predictions for 2021, my plant wish list for 2021. Like, I have a bunch of these videos that I know you guys love and I love to make. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to work my little butt off, because I got to recover from how bad this last week was, and pave a new way forward. So instead of putting Vlogmas, like, I'm not going to be putting Vlogmas in my titles anymore. I am not going to be doing specifically like Christmas content. It is going to be end of the year plant content, which you guys really loved last year too, which was my first year on YouTube, which is so crazy that I've been doing it for like a year and 3 months now. That's pretty super fun. But anyways, so it's kind of bittersweet. I'm not going to be doing Vlogmas anymore, but I am going to be doing daily plant content, and if I miss a day, you're just gonna have to forgive my poor little Christmas loving soul, but I'm going to try to post every single day. Yeah, mostly because I need to at this point, to meet what I need to meet for January. But I just wanted to let you guys know as the little last announcement that January and February are absolutely atrocious for views and financial stuff for YouTube and or sorry, I'm so dyslexic and I'm like struggling in my own head right now. January and February are the worst. So for all creators that you really like, please try to give them extra attention in January and February and not just me. Like maybe you decided that all of a sudden you just don't like my channel anymore, and that's totally fine. But I just wanted to let you guys know that as small channels, January and February are really, really hard. And the only reason I have been able to like do YouTube full time as long as I have is because of my amazing patrons. Like it is the only thing keeping me afloat. And then the merch because of how I'm moving everything. January, I'm not going to make any membership money or patron money. So the merch was like a really great way to help tide me over. So if you're looking for ways to help my channel or other small creators' channels in January and February, and you don't want to become a member, watching the video all the way through, leaving comments, liking or disliking, they do the exact same thing, and then buying their merch. If you want to help your creators, just like try to get through those months because they're really terrible. Like it's so bad. If you want to learn about CPM and how YouTube works from December to January, you can look that up for yourself. But yeah, so, and then the other thing, kind of going back to the membership thing, is that in case for some reason you're in this live and you're a patron but you haven't been in the Discord, we are flushing the Discord on January 1st. So anyone who is not a YouTube member on January 1st, and there's no rush. There's literally no rush. The Discord will be there for you when you come back. We aren't wiping any content on the Discord. We are only wiping the members. Because right now we have a lot of inactive members, like people who signed up in March when I started Patreon, and they haven't been on since. So what we're doing is we are flushing everyone out, and in order to get back into the Discord, you have to become a YouTube member, because it's not fair to the people who will become new YouTube members for people from Patreon to stay. So on January 1st, and you can become a YouTube member before then if you'd like to, basically, at some point in the next week, it's going to show up as join, like a little join option for you to join YouTube membership. If you are a patron now, I would suggest waiting until January 1st. You're going to be wiped anyway, even if you join the YouTube membership before January. We're flushing everyone out because we can't keep track of everyone. The admins are staying because I know them personally. Like, we're friends. I have their numbers. We're good. They're staying because they're going to help me out with this entire process. But we are going to be flushing everyone out. And I recommend that patrons who have already paid for Patreon this month in December, by being here and still being a part of Patreon past December, or through December 5th, you've already paid for December. So signing up again in January, or in December, you're going to be paying twice, and I can't offer you any extra benefits for paying twice because of how the whole situation works. So I recommend waiting until January 1st. If you want to sign up early, you can. You'll have the Discord link to rejoin, but yes, January 1st is when everyone will need to rejoin. For everyone just joining now, you will be able to rewatch this back. I'm trying to get through this as fast as possible so that we can just hang out for a little bit. But yes, you can rewatch this and everything. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I said that so fast. Shoot. I'm trying not to be boring. Okay. Yes. So sometime in the next week, you will have the option to become a YouTube member. And I think that's the end of the updates. I can't think of anything else. Yeah, I can't think of anything else. Since we're here, briefly, I'll go through what the other membership options are for YouTube membership. I just gotta get to it on my phone real fast. I'm getting all the Discord notifications now. Okay, I'm here. So for the $199 tier, which is the grandfather tier for everyone who joined the month that Discord was only $1, you will be able, I mean, anyone can join this tier, but for only those 14 people, 15 people, it's going to give Discord access, and I know who they are already, so don't stress. But yeah, so the Real Ones 1.0 is if you want to support the channel, but you can't afford the $4.99 option, and this will give you loyalty badges, custom emojis, and members only live streams. The next tier is the $4.99 tier, which is I designed it to be the tier. So like I don't like all the tiers past this are just extra goodies. But this is the tier. So this is going to give you basically everything. So this is going to cost $4.99. You get the members only live streams, the badges, the emojis. You get to do gameplay with me. So if I'm playing a video game, as long as you're part of the $4.99 tier and up, if I'm doing a stream and you wanted to play a game with me, we can do that. Or if you want to like say, hey everyone, like let's play Among Us, like that's something that we can do. Which already is something that we have in the Discord right now. And then members only live chat starts at $4.99. So if I want to do a live stream, like a public live stream to my entire channel, but I want to give the members a special privilege, I will do members only live chat so that the only people who are talking are people who are members of the channel. And that's not something I think I'll need to do for a while, but it's something that people who have way bigger channels do in order to filter out all of like the spam and stuff. Then we have phone and status photos and status updates. So I'll be posting specifically to like the YouTube, the YouTube membership page that you'll see is where I'll post like community updates, but like just for members and stuff like that. So, and then status updates as well. And then obviously Discord access is the biggest one. Then we have Real Ones 3.0, which is the $9.99 tier. You get all previous perks, plus you get your name on the end card. And then you also get Discord After Dark, which we kind of talked about a little bit earlier in the stream. Then the next one is $19.99 tier, and that is shoutouts and videos. So if you are a $19.99 tier member of Real Ones 4.0, and it doesn't matter how many of you there are, I will verbally shout your name out. Oh, I thought the little fuzzy was a spider, and that scared me so bad because I've had so many spiders just land on me while I've been sitting here because there's a vent up there. That scared me so bad. Okay. Sorry. Yeah, so I'll verbally shout your name out and thank you in the video at the beginning of the video. Or at the end. I don't know. Let me know what you think. If you think beginning, like, you guys are going to have to be the ones to watch through all of the names. So let me know. And then we are going to have, again, for the $19.99 tier, we're going to have weekly Real Ones 4.0 group calls on Mondays, and depending on who is available for that Monday, we will change the time. So let's say we have someone in Europe or someone in Russia or someone in wherever that's like 10-hour difference or something. We will set up specific group calls, even if it's just with me and no one else can make it. Like I will make sure that everyone is accommodated for those group calls. And then the last one is a $29.99 tier. And this is the biggest tier. So you will get private Discord calls 1 or 2 times a month. It depends on our schedules. And then you will get to do video recommendations. So if there's a video that you want to see, it will go into a pool of the other people who are in this tier, which isn't probably going to be a lot because I've only had about 3 or 4 of these people in this tier before. So like, let's say you and 4 other people each recommend a video, you'll throw it into the pool, and then we as a group will like vote on the idea that we think is best. And if there's just one of you, then I will make your video every month and it'll be great. I did used to do it where everyone in this tier was, my brain left me again, where everyone in this tier, I made I made each recommendation, but then it got to the point where like I'm only posting 17 videos a month about now, and I like 9 of those videos were recommendations, and I just couldn't do it because I effectively didn't get to even post videos that I really wanted to make. And not to be weird, but the patron requested videos don't always do awesome. So yeah, so the way that we're doing it now is that there'll be one video a month that I'll make that is a request, and as I grow in my channel size, YouTube will let me add more tiers, I think, so we can do like more options in the future, but for right now that's how it is. And then you will also get 20% off merch and 30% off any plants that I sell, again for the $30 a month tier, $29.99. Real Ones 5.0. So just to go over that again, because I talked a lot for this one: private Discord calls, monthly video recommendations, and 20% off merch and 30% off plants. So I hope that answers any questions for what is going to be coming in the future. And I feel like a businesswoman in a sweatsuit right now. So, okay, I'm going to read through your questions and answer your questions. Okay. Thank you to everyone who said hi at the beginning of the stream. Hello, I love you. If you have any questions about anything, leave them now, and then I will answer them in like the next 5 minutes. Oh, Raven, everyone wanted to let you know that they love you. Cute. Merch hasn't come yet. So remember, it's December, and everyone and their mother and their father and their children and their cats and their dogs do merch through Teespring. So it just takes a little bit for it to come. I have no control over Teespring. I make the design, I put it on the thing, it gives me some prices to choose from, and then that's it. That's as much control I have over it. I cannot give you a refund for your merch. You have to do that through Teespring. I can't control how fast it ships to you. I have zero control over any of that. Teespring is great because it allows me to provide really inexpensive merch options and pretty decent quality merch. But I have zero control over anything. So and I do believe it's easy to get a refund, and if you make an order and then you decide you actually want something else, as long as it hasn't shipped yet, you can just change what you want, and it'll credit you. But yeah, it's 1 a.m. here, guys. Tell me what time it is for you right now. Go. It's 6:43 p.m. for me here. If there are so many cons, why are we moving to YouTube? There's not cons. It's actually a ton of pros. The only con is that YouTube gives me less of a share, which is how it works with my videos anyways. Like if I made my videos on a different site somewhere else, then I would be making more money off my videos per month, but YouTube is the best site for being a content creator, so that's why I'm here. And in the long run, it's going to be a lot easier for members and for me, because now instead of getting my paycheck through 2 different sources, I'm getting it through one source, and instead of you having to click on my bio, click on a link, go to Patreon, create a new account, or download the app, and then set up your card information in there. Most people have already paid for something through YouTube, so all that stuff is there. So usually all you have to do is click join and then maybe enter your card information. It's just a lot more streamlined, and on top of that, fulfilling the benefits is a lot easier because of how YouTube sets everything up. So there's way more pros than cons. The only con is that it's difficult to move an entire group of about 200 people to a new audience. So I know I'm going to probably lose 3/4 of everyone because moving is difficult. But the sooner I do it as a smaller channel, it's going to be way easier now than say in like a year when I hit whatever big number that I hit in a year or so. 5:15 where I am. Hello, Ash. You're the queen of talking fast. Thanks, Heather. You'd be surprised how many people don't like me, actually. Benjamin Rosado. I dropped in to say hello. Hi, Sarah. Oh, I love that you guys all told Sarah to feel better. That makes my heart so happy. Captures his essence. Yes, I love the Max one. Oh, again, Heather, thank you for the super sticker. Max is not listed as a moderator yet. Add moderator. Okay, there we go. Max, type something to see if it worked. Yeah, I just looked at your views and they are so low. Yes, they are so low. I don't even understand because even channel updates like this that I post get more views faster than the Vlogmas videos. So, yeah, I don't know. So what tiers can we join for the Discord? I just shared them. You were about 30 minutes too early. I don't get notifications. Yeah, I think it's because the notification system is just super overloaded because it's December. So, what can you do? Okay. I saw some Discord questions. Yeah, so Discord does not cost any money. It is a free app that you can download, but membership to my Discord does cost money. And basically, how we were doing it before is you'd become a patron and then I'd message you the link individually. I did used to have the link in a comment, like in a post, but then I found that some people were able to access the post without becoming a member through a glitch on Patreon. And we had like 15 people in the Discord server who weren't patrons and never were, and it was just a mess. So now I messaged them individually, but I do believe that with YouTube membership, on the membership page, which you have to pay to get access to through YouTube, you will be able to get the link, I believe. So if I pay to be a YouTube member soon, do I get to join the Discord before? Yes. So as soon as it becomes an option where it will say join, you can join, but I will be making an announcement that on January 1st, we are removing everyone from the Discord server, and then you have to join again. So basically, the reason we're doing that is because we have patrons now who aren't going to be carrying over, who do want to be in the Discord throughout the rest of the month. So on January 1st, pretty early, I'll probably honestly do it at midnight on the new year, like after I'm done celebrating, I'll start going through and doing that. You'll need to be a YouTube member to rejoin. So yes, you can have access before, but you're still going to get removed just like everyone else. TLDR, Patreon membership is moving to YouTube. Yes, that is 100% true. I just flew down. Okay, what happened? Where did everything go? I'm so hungry, you guys. What should I eat? What should I order? I don't have anything at home. We haven't gone grocery shopping yet this week. I missed the update. What was it? You're just gonna have to rewatch it. I'm sorry. You can go back to the beginning of the stream and watch. Yes, please, if you're just joining now, rewatch at least the first 15 minutes of the stream. Watching now. So if I pay to be... Oh, right. Okay. Why would we switch to YouTube if it takes a bigger chunk of Patreon? Because we can set it up so that I'm making the same as before, but accounting for what YouTube is going to take. And because it only gives you 5 options for Discord memberships, it'll be easier that way. And I know that right now we have like the grandfathered in group, but I've been trying to think about if it would be smart, because I really want to make this evergreen, which basically is a movie making term for like it'll last forever. So like if you see a McDonald's ad for like $1 Cokes, that's evergreen. They can play it whenever because that's always been how it is and it's never going to change. And so I want to make everything evergreen. And the reason we're switching is just because it'll be easier for people to join. So I think in the long run, we'll be able to get more channel members in order to grow the Discord community versus doing it on Patreon. So that is why. I'm watching you and cleaning my plant room. I cleaned my plant room the other day, and then Christopher came in here and made it messy. He likes to sleep on the carpet. Got distracted listening to you talk and forgot to say hi. Hello. Yeah, we do a Zoom style chat in the Discord. If you guys want, I can actually give you a preview of the Discord. I cannot tell you what we're going to see in there. It's usually very PG rated. But I'll show you the Discord real fast, just for those of you who have no idea what Discord is. We have an amazing community, and I'm very proud of it. So here is the Discord. And this is where everything happens. So this is the administrative tab, which you won't have access to unless you're an admin. And this is where everything happens. So this is our general chat right here. But then we have the server resources. So this is the welcome room, which we've been trying to set it up to be a place where when you join, it says XYZ has joined. But right now, everyone is still joining in the patron chat. So we've been trying to figure it out. But then we have the rules chat. So these are those are all the rules for the Discord. And if you break them, you get a little mark. And if you keep breaking the rules, you get banned. The announcement tab. And then we have suggestions and merch designs. This is where people have been posting when they get their merch. Then we have the patron chat and then the voice text chat. Then we have ranks and leveling. So on the Discord, we actually have a ranking service so that people who are very active in the Discord actually get like a grade on how active they are. And it kind of ranks everyone. So it's like a friendly competition to try to make the Discord more active. Because now that we have been doing Discord for a really, really long time, my mods have been blocking him for spam. So don't worry about it. They got it under control. That's what they're doing. So here, basically, it's been really hard as everyone went back to work. Because when I started doing Patreon and the Discord, everyone was always active all the time because it was quarantine and everyone was home. So even when people were working, they were always participating in the Discord server. But now we've been needing to try to find ways to like make it more exciting again. So we added this, and then what you're supposed to do is that if you type rank, but it didn't work for me yesterday for some reason, so I'm worried the bot's broken. But if you type rank, there we go, it'll tell you your rank on the server. So I'm the 5th most active person on the server, basically. And I think Carly is number 1. Carly's number 1 on the server right now, which is so cool. It just means like how much you talk on the server, basically. And then we have video requests, pest identification, bad houseplant listings. So that's people who can send me like absurd listings for my videos, wish lists that we can try to fulfill for each other, throwing hands, so that's when plants throw out new leaves, plant clinic, like do you need help with your dying plant, plant supply links, so these are supplies that we all think are really cool and we share them with each other. Cool plant YouTubers, so this is a place where if you are a houseplant YouTuber and you're in my Discord, you're allowed to share your videos, and then we all check them out. We watch all of each other's videos. It's really fun. Instagram handles for everyone, creative endeavors, so people who are creative can post like fun little things they make, like this one girl who lives in the UK, her name's Kay, like Kay, Kay Savannah. She makes these fun little earrings and keychains, and she's really good at them. Pet photos for your pets, so we can look at everyone's pets, and no buy. We were doing a no buy for a little bit, but then none of us stuck to it. Then we have the American chat. So this is American buy, sell, trade, houseplant shops, buy, sell, trade, and then I don't know why this is here. That should probably be moved to here. Oh, never mind. I'll let Sarah mess with it. She's the one who knows how to do everything. Canada, we have the Canada general chat, and every time we get someone from a new country, we add a new thingy. And then we have Canada buy, sell, trade, plant shops in Canada, Canadian wish list, Australian general chat, Aussie plant shops, buy, sell, trade, Australia, UK. Then we have video games. So this is where we all talk about the different video game stuff that we like to do. And then other games, like if it doesn't have it. So like we really should add a Phasmophobia one, but we haven't yet. And then we have memes, TikToks, song sharing, and Patreon giveaways. So that's how everything works. And then this is the whole server. And there is something for everyone. So I am not proud. I'm very, very, very proud of the Discord because it's become a place where it really is like an entire community. Like you can log on to the Discord. There is always people online to talk to at this point now. And everyone is hanging out. And it's super good. So if you've been wondering what the Discord looks like and you have no idea what it was, this is what it is. And then on the sides, you can see the admins and moderators. And then I'm hiding everyone else. Not to dox them or anything. I mean, I'm kidding. But anyways, yeah. So that is that. So I hope that it makes more sense to you if you've been wanting to join the Discord and you have no idea. So basically, all of this stuff is staying the same. You're not going to lose anything that you've posted, like especially to my patrons who have been here for a while. If stuff you posted in here, for example, Kay Savannah posted this thing, when we remove her, when we transfer over and then she joins back in as a YouTube member, like all of her stuff is still going to be here. All of this stuff is still going to be here. Nothing's going away. Everything's going to be fine. So yeah. And I'm going to keep answering the questions now. Oh, times. Okay, 8:43 p.m. M says it's 7:43. Carter says it's 8:43. 8:43. Yeah, that's the thing, is almost my entire audience is like East Coast babies. Not babies, but like, chickpeas. Viewers. I don't like to call you fans. I hate that. So we're like, I am not the East Coast, but like everyone is. And so that's why I post my videos at 8 a.m. because then you guys see them at 10. Even if this was cooperated through Zoom, it would not cost, it would still cost money because, yes, Sarah answered this question great. Even if this was operated through Zoom, it would still cost money since it's locked at the $4.99 membership tier and Zoom does not provide community features. There you go. Missed the beginning. Please rewatch it. Should I start a YouTube channel? Yes, and start as soon as possible because it's only going to keep getting harder to grow your channel. And honestly, it feels like the ship is leaving the harbor for new houseplant channels. I feel like I got in on the tail end of it. So if you are thinking about starting a houseplant channel and it's something you want to do it now and daily post. Literally, I daily posted for like 7 months. And I swear to God, that is the only reason I was able to go from 1 to 18,000 in a year, which a lot of people have grown a lot faster than that. But I just feel like daily posting is really important for small creators. I'll start saving to join the membership. Oh, you should. I love you, Owen. We talk a lot, don't we? Cauliflower. I always say cauliflower instead of cauliflower. Love you, Ash. Yes, everyone should join the Discord. But I'm not promoting the Patreon right now, so you're just going to have to wait until the join thing happens. Max is blue now. That's great. Think it's great to move to your channel membership. I believe that when you have everything moved, yeah, I think it's going to be a lot easier too. I am in Patreon and I love your videos and I love your plants and I'm intimidated because I don't know Latin names. Yeah, so I actually took Greek and Latin from 3rd grade through high school. Like, I don't know how to speak it, but like I took Greek and Latin roots. And honestly, it helped with my dyslexia so much. I didn't take it because of that. It was required because I went to a charter school and then we had to learn it in freshman English. But oh my gosh, like, I am so glad I took Greek and Latin roots because it really prepared me for the plant names. You don't need to know the Greek and Latin names for the plants. I just like to say it. I think it's really, really fun. And it's a fun party trick because when someone can be like, what's that? And I just know the name of the Latin thing. I don't know. I think it has to do with my ADHD. I just hyper focus on those things. Merch question. Are you planning on doing more apparel? Yes, I want to make pop sockets. I want to make enamel pins. I want to make hats. I just haven't taken the time to try to figure that out on Teespring yet. There's other websites I can do to try to do that stuff, but I haven't had the time to sit down. This month has been really busy because my friend's getting married. Membership community posts can only be seen by members. I will still make normal community posts, but yes. Jersey Mike's, Chipotle. I had Chipotle yesterday. Can you do phone cases? I don't know if I could do earrings. Earrings sounds a little difficult. I could probably do phone cases, but would anyone actually buy that? I don't know. I feel like I try to gatekeep in my head, like, what people would buy. Like, oh, I don't want to put this shirt in red because it'll make the shirt look bad. But what if someone just wants the shirt in red? You know? You're planting cactus seeds right now. Oh, Noodles. Like Noodles and Company or just Noodles in general? I'm not going to block Nelson because he really likes my channel. But my mods take care of blocking the spam. I don't understand why he can't understand that, hey, please don't spam. I feel like this happens every time. But I'm not going to block someone who likes my content that much. Because he's not being belligerent. He's just excited. And he's probably a kid. I miss our quarantine chats. Erin is one of the first patrons ever. I think she was patron number 5. I'm in Patreon. I love my plants. Oh, right. I already answered that. Is that okay? Yeah, it's totally okay. No, you can just say Monstera and Pothos. You don't need to be all fancy schmancy. I just think it's fun to learn the names. I think it's like a challenge. Does anyone ever actually stick to no-buys? Until it ends. They stick to it until they don't. So I guess by that logic, no-buys are 100% successful because you stick to it until you don't. Beanies! Oh my god, yes, let's do beanies. That would be so fun. But I'm pretty sure beanies need to be embroidered, so I'd have to like find someone to do that. Like, probably wouldn't work through Teespring. Okay, we're at the bottom of the chat. Oh, thank you, Erin. She's on it. I just burped, I'm so sorry. Phasmophobia chat added. I would also like a phone case. Oh my god, Ashley's here. Planting the World Red. I love her YouTube channel. Go check it out. It's literally just called Planting the World Red, and it's Ashley, and she's great. She's another planty Ashley. She noticed me. Phone case with your logo would be adorable. I just feel like I still can't comprehend the fact that you guys like me. Like, I grew up with the most toxic, like, environment. Not like my family environment. My parents were great. But, like, bro, because I had such bad ADHD, and I've been able to learn. I was never medicated for it, but like, bro, I had no friends ever, and I was bullied so hard in high school. So the fact that you guys are like nice and that you like me and that you want to like get a phone case with my logo on it, it just doesn't make sense to me. I cannot comprehend it. Like, I wasn't expecting anyone to buy merch. I made it because I thought it looked cute and I wanted to wear something cute that was planty related. And then I was like, oh, hey, I could use this for merch. So I made a couple different colorways. But I did not expect anyone to buy it, and so many people bought it. So, but that's the thing. I don't want my merch to be like, plant me Ashley. I want it to be, I love the rare and uncommon vibe. Like, because it's in all of my video titles, and it's like, oh, also the person wearing it is rare and uncommon, just like the plants that we like to buy. And obviously there's common plants too, so I want to make like some common plant shirts because I think that'd be fun. And I have recently gotten really into common plants, but yeah, so I don't ever want to just have like plant me Ashley. I love the idea of like YouTubers creating oh, Ashley, thank you so much for the super chat. Do ya thing. 2 red hearts. Thank you. That is super duper nice. What the heck? And I don't know why my alerts aren't heckin' on, because they should be, but they're not. And I'm really sorry, because normally that would pop up on the screen. I'll have to have that fixed for next time. But yes. I love the idea of YouTubers making like clothing lines, and at some point I would really like to do that just anyways, because I think it'd be really fun to make like abstract plant related clothes, or just like really cool designs. Like, oh my god, I love Eddie Burback's merch. I love PewDiePie's merch. I think it's so cool. But yeah. Oh, you have ADHD? Wow, you guys like all of ADHD, baby. That's why you like my content. ADHD hoes unite. I was like trying to think of a word there. I was gonna say bros, but then I was like hose. And then I was like, a plant hoe? Like a rake? I'm only 16. I love you and Harley's channel. Aw, thank you so much for watching, Louise. Louie? Probably. Probably not Louise. Probably Louie. Does anyone else who has ADHD also have dyslexia, or is it just me? I'm kidding. I know it's not just me. I know it's usually comorbid, but... Here to love and support you. We have a similar background. Oh, Shelby, you're such a gem. You have Tourette's. What is that like? I follow a lot of Tourette TikTokers because I think it's so interesting to learn about. Sanella says, hey, I have common plants. Yes, merch that doesn't just have their name is my fave. Yeah, and that's why I also made like the rare and uncommon stuff without it even just like saying rare and uncommon. I wanted to make it so that it was, I don't know, you could just buy the logo if you wanted. What about bags? Yes, I have thought about doing some bags. I think that that'd be nice, like a little plant tote. Begonia and orchid designs for merch, because a lot of them aren't available. Yeah, that's really smart. There's a really fun one that I saw, and it says like begoniac instead of Patagonia, and it's like the Patagonia design, but it says begoniac. Yes, okay, Erin, we're on the same wavelength. I am actually going to have scrunchie merch. I'm going through Galactic Scrunchies, which is a Instagram Etsy shop, and she actually makes a ton of scrunchies. She actually sent me some a little bit ago, and they're the best scrunchies I have ever used in my life. They are so amazing. So what we're doing is we're making three different colorways to match the merch that is on Teespring, and you'll buy a bundle and it'll contain 3 scrunchies and it'll match the merch, and it won't be expensive. I believe her bundles are like $5 to $7, but obviously she reserves the right to price them at whatever she feels like. Buying the scrunchies doesn't benefit me, it actually solely benefits her, and that's what I wanted, because I think that supporting small creators, especially like Etsy crafters, not just plant sellers, because plants on Etsy sell like crazy, but like actually supporting small businesses, especially during the holidays, is really important. And I want all of the money from the scrunchies to go to her. I don't need a cut. I just think it'd be fun to offer some cute scrunchies that are like Plant Me Ashley related, and I'm gonna own all of them. But yeah, so scrunchies will be a thing. And I hope that she'll buy them even though they don't directly support me. I just think they're like the coolest scrunchies, and you should just get them anyways because they're so awesome. I have ADHD. They travel together. Yeah, they do. It's a difficult school, so I tend to stay around the greenhouse. Yes, I love greenhouses. I have all the things and processing disorders. Can you tell me about processing disorders? Because I've never heard of that term before. I went to a school that was dedicated to kids with ADHD and dyslexia. Look it up, Starpoint TCU. I will. Can't believe you said my name right. Oh, really? Sanella? How do other people say it? Plant totes. We are so grateful for the long sleeve tee. I only wear long sleeves. I literally only wear long sleeves. So, yes, like, she has a tote. You can make totes too. They're a great accessory. Yeah, I can definitely do that. I can probably throw that up later tonight. I won't, because today's a day off. Because I've been stressed. After this, I'm going to order some food and I'm going to play Valhalla. I'm addicted to tropical plants. That's so kind. Yes, support small women owned. Yes, of course. Hashtag branded bitch. Plant addict merch. Ooh, that's smart. Buying from places like Etsy. Yes, it is. Oh my god, imagine Plant Me corsets. I want a long sleeve Monstera tee. Small businesses have better quality products. Yes, they do. All 3 of my sons have autism and sensory processing disorders. Oh, really? That is super interesting. I really feel like autism is just so, like, people do not understand it. They think of autism as like one thing, and it's like the stereotypical autistic, and that is not what it is at all. I actually took an entire college course, an honors course, so it was a lot of credits. It was a lot of work. It was probably the hardest class I took in college on women and disability studies, and the reason it's women and disability is because we were like relating a lot of the issues that women deal with and how it's very actually similar to the way that people with disabilities are treated. For example, like just being paid less in general and not getting the same respect as men in the workplace and whatever. It was mostly a class about disability studies, and we learned about a lot of disabilities, which was very interesting, even invisible illnesses. Yeah, so I just wish more people could understand autism, because it's really not scary, and I don't know why people are like, oh god, the people in my high school were so mean to the special needs kids at our school. It was really frustrating. Yes, we are going to be doing some scrunchies, but it's not going to be through Teespring. I love my friends with ADHD, sensory processing issues, and autism. Yes, I honestly believe that being neurodivergent is so superior, and I've never been medicated because my mom didn't want me to have a crutch. She didn't want me to like rely on medication in order to function properly. So I mean, I still have issues now. I'm still learning now. But oh boy, has it been a lifetime of just putting my foot in my mouth and learning things the really hard way. So, yeah. I think that's why YouTube is so fun, because I can cut things. And I've started leaving my stutters in, because I do have a stutter. And I only really have it when I'm anxious. So, like, if I hang out around new people for the first time, or if I'm filming a video I'm not necessarily comfortable with, or I get too excited, I just stutter so bad. Like, when I was in Seattle for the Botanica stuff, it was so bad. Like, I don't think I've ever stuttered more in my life than when I was on that trip in, like consecutively. So yeah, I just feel like stutters are they're such a small problem, but people don't know how to treat them. Like, when someone has a stutter, you're just supposed to sit there and listen to them as if they didn't have a stutter and not interrupt them. Don't finish their sentences. Reed does, because she gets me and she knows exactly what I want to say, because most of the time I can't think of the right word to say because of my dyslexia, and then I stutter, so like I just can't even get it out. But Reed knows. But if like you don't know the person and you cut them off, then you might completely derail their train of thought. And my stutter was so bad as a kid, I couldn't even talk. I had to go to a speech therapist, and I don't remember any of it because it was when I was really, really little. But I literally could not talk as a kid because I couldn't get anything out. So at least I can talk now. I was able to work on it. My mom did a really good job. My son is neurodiverse. Yes, I love neurodivergent people. So crazy how autism is so different in families and not recognized as much. Yeah, it really is. And anytime someone's neurodivergent, someone's like, oh, they're just autistic, and it's not. There are so many things that it can be, and it really frustrates me, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, women are especially less likely to be diagnosed with autism and ADHD, and there's actually some studies that are being done right now that talk about how autism and ADHD are actually located in the same part of your brain, and that they can be related. But yeah, it's very interesting. There's a lot of studies being done on it right now, which is great. Max says it's wild how the numbers are so skewed due to autism. Yes, and especially how autism and Asperger's present themselves in men specifically, or I should say boys. But school kids are a lot better about being inclusive to more people now, though. See, I don't know that that's true, because the school that I went to was terrible. It was just bad for if you were disabled. So I don't know, man. I think it depends on where you live. My brother had a stutter until age 8 and my mom still has one. Hell yeah. Yeah, that's why I've been leaving it in. I used to cut it out of my videos, but then a lot of people who are who have stutters and who are like disabled, having a stutter doesn't make you disabled, unless you just can't talk. But people who are neurodivergent have said that they really like it when I leave them in, and they're also funny. And I think it'd be funny to do some stutter compilations, or have other people make stutter compilations as my channel grows. I think that would be funny, just to like have all the stutters there. You weren't diagnosed until you were 21? Really? Interesting. I've actually been worried that I have a tic. I have this irresistible need to scrunch my face on the right side, and it happens out of nowhere, and it lasts for about 10 minutes, and I don't know if I can actually call it a tic, because I do know people that don't have autism can have tics, and I've been trying to learn a lot about this, but I have this, and it's not right now, but it happens out of nowhere. Like, I will be at work. It's usually when I'm trying to focus. All of a sudden, it's just this side of the face, and I just need to, like, scrunch it as hard as I can, and I can't stop once it starts. It just keeps going. So, I don't know. There's a lot of little things, but my parents have always been like, no, you're normal. You're fine. And so I'm like, okay. I guess I'm normal. I hate it when people say, did they stutter? Yeah, and I wish people knew a lot about ableism. This stupid guy on Facebook the other day, who I used to be friends with in high school, was so ableist, and I tried to explain it to him. I was very nice about it, and I had to write whole essays about it in college. Hold on. Excuse me. And I just was like, hey, you should actually look into ableism, because he said something like, I can't do XYZ now because apparently that's ableist. What's next? And it's like, okay. Hold on, I think I have to sneeze again. I was like, okay, you should actually look into ableism, and then I gave him a couple of really great resources, but a lot of people just do not understand what ableism is, and they're like, oh, it's not even a thing, and they don't recognize a couple ableist slurs as actual bad words, and it is a nuanced topic for people who aren't neurodivergent, so I understand people being, like, frustrated that there's, like, a new thing, but it's not a new thing. You're just newly learning about it. Ableism has been a thing forever. Like, there's this one video about how, like, voting boxes, like, if you want to go drop off your voting ballot box, they're, like, 4 feet tall, and it's at the top. Like, what about for people who are, like, I don't know the word, but, like, for people who are small, and they're not tall enough to put it in there, or, I don't know. Not all states allow you to vote by mail, so what are they supposed to do? Wait for someone who's, like, a normal height to come over and put it in the box for them? Like, I don't know. There are so many things. But then there's also, like, little microaggressions towards people who are disabled that really bother me too. And once you learn about them, you'd be surprised how much you recognize them. My friends called me Stuttering Stanley. I don't even know what to say, bro, because I've always had a bad stutter, but, like, I've never had anyone actually make fun of me for it, I don't think. Maybe when I was a little kid, my friends joke with me, like, if I start to stutter, like, Reed will be like, yeah, that's it, like, you know, and we laugh about it, but I've never had anyone actually make fun of me for that. Bro, I'm so sorry, Devin. I hate when people say, did they stutter? Yeah. Does anyone know how to sign some plant-related things in ASL? I actually learned ASL when I was a kid. I know it's A, B, C, D, E. Oh, shoot. There's an F in there somewhere. F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P? P? And I can't remember Q. I remember R, S, T, U, no, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. I can't remember what the other ones are, but it's like my name, right? Like if you're saying my name. I don't know. I used to know ASL super well. I love ASL. I think people should have to learn it, to be honest. Sometimes I wink or roll my eyes and people get mad and I have to explain. I don't know if you watch Ethan Klein, but his tick is he's always, like, making his eyebrows do the wave and he's always scrunching his face. It's interesting how tics can, like, vary so much, and you can get, like, really, really minor tics and then tics where people are, like hurting themselves. Like, I had this friend when I was in high school, he was in college, and we met through, like, me almost going to that track team, and I won't say his name, but he had really bad Tourette's, and then he also, well, I guess it doesn't matter the other things he had, but he had really, really bad Tourette's to the point where he would always be hitting himself right in the middle of the chest with forks. Like, he was always carrying around a fork. And he was so smart. He was like going to school there for, like, mechanical engineering, very smart guy. But then all of a sudden out of nowhere, he'd just start, like, really hitting himself in the chest with a fork or anything else that he had, just, like, here. And then he would run screaming for about 10 seconds down a hallway, and everyone would look at him like he was just this most insane person, and it sucked because that's just his tick. And he doesn't remember doing it. All he knows is that he's just in a new spot, and it just hurts my heart that, like, some people they're just being themselves. Like, that's just how their brain works, and other people are like, can you not? And it's like, can you not be ableist? Like, can you understand that not everyone has a normal brain? I said quotes around normal if you're just listening while you're doing other stuff. Yeah, Billie Eilish has facial tics, so that's why I wonder, like, if I have, because it doesn't happen all the time. If it is a tic, it's very minor, but I'll like record it the next time it happens and post it to the Discord or something, but it's very, Like, there'll be times where I'm filming a video and I just have to cut it out because it's just like 10 minutes of me just like scrunching, and it's just the side of my face. It's literally just this, and my whole face just scrunches, and it's getting worse as I get older. It started like 2 years ago, and it just keeps getting worse. Yeah, Billie has Tourette's. I knew that. I saw that she had a tic moment on stage once, and everyone was like laughing, and she's just there like having a tic, like where she rolls her head or something. She's trying to like mask her tic, because I can't imagine, like, people talk so terribly about her body, like I can't imagine like her just letting herself tic what people would say because they don't get it. I have Ehlers-Danlos, and people don't understand my limitations. Like, I have a handicapped plaque, and since I don't look handicapped, yeah, I cannot stand people who don't understand invisible illnesses and invisible disabilities. Like, you're not disabled enough. That's, like, a huge thing we studied in my disabilities class. Is there something that triggers the face scrunch? Yeah, so I've also heard that, I've heard that people with ADHD can have stims, which are like little things you do when you get really excited or you experience a really strong emotion. I think I might not be completely correct on that. Max knows a lot about that stuff. But honestly, Max, it just happens out of nowhere. Like, I'll just be living my life, and then all of a sudden I'll be talking to someone, or I'll be working at my desk or something, and I just have this insatiable need to scrunch my face, and I can't not do it. It has to happen. And it started only 2 years ago, so I haven't had it my entire life. But I don't know. See, because I know that some tics don't. I don't know. I don't want to be like, oh, I'm cool. Like, I have a tic, or because I'm not trying to be like that, but I do have this thing, and it makes me nervous because it's getting to the point now where like it happens a lot. And so I thought maybe it was just like a potassium deficiency twitch. So I've been trying to eat more, like, I bought potassium supplements to like try to help, because I'm like, oh, it's probably just like a twitch. Like, I just need more potassium, but it hasn't helped. So I don't know. I'm not trying to be like, ah ha ha, me too. I promise. It's just, it really is a thing, and I've just never talked about it before because I don't want people to think that, I don't know. Just jumped in. What are we talking about, leaf lovers? We're talking about disabilities for some reason. I'm a BT, and I work with kids with autism. In public school, the public school they went to is very inclusive with the gen ed kids and very understanding. That is really good. Same, I have this one stim where I'm like knitting with one hand and I can feel the yarn in my hands. Really? That is very interesting. So I just lost my place again. I'm taking ASL class next year. I'm rusty. People first language. What is that? People first? Is that what people are calling ASL now? My Oma is deaf, and she reads lips in 3 languages. That is the coolest thing I've ever heard. Oh, Chloe's here. Cute. Love H3. Me too. I wish my college offered ASL classes. Mine did, and I cannot believe I didn't take it. My district used to teach ASL before it wasn't considered a language, and they couldn't give students credit for the class. Wow, we love ableism. I don't have extreme tics, but I do have face tics and nose scrunch, eye rolling, and winking. I snap my neck all the time. Sometimes I scream and make weird noises, but people tend to like those. Well, at least they like them. Holding them back makes them 10 times worse. Yeah, it's the only thing I can think about, like, when I need to scrunch my nose. It's just weird that it's only on this side. I cannot do that with this side of my face. Like, I can scrunch this side, but I cannot do it with this side of my face. And I don't know if it's because my nose is crooked. My nose is actually crooked. It actually tilts completely to the side, and I think it's because I hit my face really hard when I was a kid. But yeah, I can't understand what it'd be like to be in Billie's place. Famous so fast and having to pick apart. Yeah. I know. And everyone's like, oh, Billie, she did this interview about that tank top thing, and she was like, everyone's calling me fat, but actually they've just never seen my body before. This is what I've always looked like. And I can't imagine, bro. She's human regardless of her career choice. I know, right? Ashley streams always feel like a safe place. I'm glad you feel that way. I really, really try to be inclusive of everyone. Literally everyone. I remember when she said, yeah. But I find that does the opposite thing, like wearing baggy clothes to try to not be sexualized, because then people, when you do wear less clothes, I feel like then people are like, oh, you know, it's saying I'm a person. Oh, hold on. What did I miss? I remember. Oh, no, it's when someone says a person with autism rather than an autistic person. What did I miss? Some adults with autism actually don't like using first person language. What does that mean? Can you explain that to me? Some adults with autism, so people with dyslexia will understand sometimes you read things over and over and it just doesn't click. They're proud, but don't like using first person first language. What does that mean? Like to be, what did I miss? I missed one of these. Remember what she said? No, it's when someone says a person with autism rather than an autistic person. Can you explain that to me, please? Or I can look it up. You don't have to explain anything to me. I hate it when people who are like, I'm not neuronormal, but like I hate it when people are like, can you explain that to me? Instead of just like looking it up themselves, I can look up person first language and we can all learn about it together. Because it's not people who are disabled or like people of color who need to educate you on things when you don't know about them. Person first language, PFL, also called person first language, is a type of linguistic prescription which puts a person before a diagnosis, describing what a person has rather than asserting what a person is. I like that. I really like that too. I agree with that, because because a lot of people, they're like, oh, don't use your disability as, or like your, like ADHD isn't a disability, right? But I don't know, I don't even know what you call it, but like, don't use it as an excuse. And it's like, it's not an excuse, that's just literally the way that I operate. Like, I can't say that, oh, I'm like, me telling someone that I'm ADHD and so I can't focus as well as them is not me using that as an excuse for not focusing. It's me trying to explain to someone why my brain does not work the same way as other people's brains. So that makes a lot of sense, especially with autism, because it's not like, what the person has, because you have it technically, but it's like that is part of who you are as a person. And that makes a lot of sense. And we all just learned something new. I love that. Yeah, so Dev talked about a lot of PTA school. Super interesting, but it makes a lot of sense. People with disabilities are people first. Yeah, 100%. That's so awesome, Jess. I'm just an odd human being who loves plants and animals. I have 300 plants. Well, bro, I used to have around that much. An example is he has autism rather than saying he's autistic. Got it. I think some people who are like neuronormal don't, or neuro-non-divergent, I think that they're afraid to say that because they think it's a bad thing. We learned about that in my disability studies class, and it was like people are afraid to say disabled, so instead they'll say like special abilities, but actually people who are disabled, like capital D disabled and in the disabled community, don't like special abilities. And even sometimes I struggle with what to say because like I don't want to be offensive, but also like it's not offensive to say what that person has. Like if a person's autistic, they're autistic, and if a person has like, honestly, I can't think of any other options right now. I'm sorry. My brain's not working. But yeah, I don't know. It's just very interesting. And I wish more people cared enough to learn about it. Like when I took the disability studies class, there was literally only women in it. And most of us had disabilities ourselves. Or like we were neurodivergent. So like a lot of people in there had severe ADHD or, you know, other things like that. And we had a couple girls in there who had autism, but there was no boys in the class. Which I don't know if it's because it was called Women and Disabilities that men didn't want to take it, but yeah, I don't know. My son prefers he's autistic. You should always mirror what a person prefers. Yeah. So when I found your channel, I was like, yes, I found someone who's obsessed with plants and also has ADHD. Yeah, I wonder if like the reason people stick, because I usually have really long watch time on my videos. I wonder if it's because I talk so fast and it makes it easier to keep up with if you have ADHD. If you don't, I feel like it'd be like really high energy, but like this is just how I talk. Like I talk really fast all the time, and a lot of times I have to slow down how I talk so that other people can hear it, but like it's hard to do that, especially when I'm nervous. Like I'm anxious right now because I've never done a live stream on this channel where we just sit and talk like this. But oh shoot, what was I gonna say? I can't remember what I was gonna say. I can't remember what I was gonna say. Shoot, I guess we'll just keep going then. Oh, you guys, I don't know if you guys watch the Sweet Boys podcast, but Garrett Watts has really bad ADHD, and he just goes, like, he just, one thing to another thing to another thing to another thing, and it is so easy to watch as someone with ADHD, because it feels like I'm going at someone else's pace, and it's really nice. Or, sorry, going at my own pace, instead of, like, I hate YouTube videos where people just talk slow. I cannot, it physically angers me, especially when I would get teachers who would talk like this because they felt like it made them more clear. But I want someone who talks about this fast all the time. This is where I'm happiest. I love it when people just go, 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 and they fly from one topic to the next because I can keep up with that. But I understand why that would be frustrating. You want your disease disability? Yes, okay, cool. Neurotypical. Thank you, Max. I could not remember it. What was I actually just talking about? Sorry, I can't describe it better than on here. Can I type fast? You'd think I was 90. I have ADHD and I have to turn up the playback speed on a lot of other channels' videos. Yeah. Professionals working with people with disabilities are taught to use person-first language. Most people, I'm sure that I learned that, but I had that class nearly 2 years ago now. No, that's not true. I graduated this spring. So I had it at the end of last year, the beginning of this year. Do you also deal with echolalia? It is the unsolicited Do you also deal with echolalia? It is the unsolicited repetition of vocalizations made by another person, and it is automatic and effortless. I do copy other people's sounds, but I don't want to just like say that I have something because I feel like I don't want to just show the thing. Let me look it up. I don't want to be like, hey, everyone, let's self-diagnose. But also, I think that's something that we should talk about because a lot of people cannot actually afford to get diagnosed, and getting a diagnosis, especially as a woman, is hard. So, for example, I will say this. I have never actually been officially diagnosed with attention deficit hyperactivity disorder because my parents never wanted to have it on my life insurance because life insurance costs a lot more if you are neurodivergent than if you are neurotypical. So I have seen a doctor who has examined me, but my mom would never ask for an official diagnosis. So technically, I have never been officially diagnosed, mostly because most of the doctors would say that I didn't have ADHD, because ADHD looks like loud outbursts and being disruptive and hurting other people and not realizing it, which is how it manifests in a lot of young boys. But ADHD and how it manifests in young girls is completely different. And I know for a fact that I do have it because I actually saw a doctor when I was 21. My mom wouldn't let them give me an official diagnosis, but like I know for a fact that I have it. It's just like, I think we should be careful with self-diagnosing because there's a lot of people who are like, oh, I talk fast too and I get distracted, so I have ADHD. No, you just talk fast and you get distracted. ADHD is a lot, and it is really hard to deal with. Like the other day, I had an entire day where I just had executive dysfunction and I just couldn't do anything because I had to wait for something. And when you have to wait for something and you have ADHD, especially if you're a woman, it's really hard because it's the only thing you could think about and you can't really do anything before that because, oh, okay, let's say this. I want to go to the gym at 6 o'clock, but it's 9 a.m. now. So I need to think about every single thing that I'm going to need to do before then and what order I need to do it in order to accomplish going to the gym by 6 p.m., which means, okay, if I wake up at 9 right now, I need to eat now. But then I need to make sure that I don't eat too soon before going to the gym so that way I don't puke because it kind of makes me want to puke. So if I eat at 9, then I'll eat again at 1, and then I'll eat again at 3, and that'll give me 3 hours before going to the gym at 6, so hopefully my food's all digested. But then I also need to make sure that I don't do anything that's too strenuous before going to the gym, because then that will make me really, really tired. And if I want to make a video before 6 because the sun starts to go down at 6, then I have to make sure that I shoot my video before that. But in order to film a video, I have to have a whole other set of checklists I need to do. And so sometimes that's just too much, and it makes you crumble because you just can't do anything, because you can't handle all the things that you need to do in order to do that one thing. And Christopher, he's so lucky, he just doesn't have to deal with that. He'll just do whatever he wants to do whenever he wants to do it, and it's so liberating. And I've been trying to like work that into my own life, but I have these very specific checklists, and they're not OCD related because I don't have OCD. I'm very like easygoing with a lot of things. It's just that with ADHD, there's so many things you have to do in order to do something else, because you're trying to stay focused, especially when you don't have meds, that it's just a lot. So I hope that makes sense. And that's not the only thing that makes you ADHD. That's just one small part of it. And if you want to learn more about ADHD, I highly encourage learning about it online. But yeah, my parents actually, like, they didn't tell me for years that I had it, even though they knew that I had it, because they got me unofficially diagnosed by a doctor, because again, they didn't want the actual diagnosis. They didn't want to put me on meds, so they felt that, okay, if we're not even putting her on meds, we don't need her actually diagnosed. But they went and got enough opinions from doctors that it was like, okay, she has this, but we're not going to medicate her, so we don't need a diagnosis, and it won't make her life insurance policy go up when she's an adult, blah, 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 right? So I completely lost my train of thought. I was looking at my plant background and I lost my train of thought. I was like, oh, this one right here has lines through it, but this one doesn't, and I wonder why. I'm so sorry. Oh no. Oh yeah, so I wasn't officially diagnosed, and then anyways, unofficial diagnoses are easier to get because like you can go see a doctor and you can get their like unofficial opinion, but a lot of people cannot actually afford to get a diagnosis. So I feel like there's a lot of stigma in the community about, oh, you don't have a diagnosis, then you don't have it, and that's not true. A lot of people can't afford it, and as women especially, or like non-binary people, it's extremely hard to get a diagnosis because people only look at those issues as if you are a white man specifically, and that's how it is a lot with a lot of things in the health community, is if you're not a white guy and like you're supposed to have these issues, but you don't because you're not a white man, you're a white girl or a different girl or something, I don't know, but it's just a lot. So I feel like there should be less stigma around unofficial diagnoses because a lot of people just can't get them, and there's no reason for me to go get one now because I function fine. I've learned how to handle myself. I don't want to be medicated, so there's no reason for me to go get an actual diagnosis and pay that doctor's appointment bill and then start taking medication that I don't want to take because I've gone through all the steps to try to like not need to take it. So I know that I talked really fast through that, and it's because I'm trying to like get to other topics, but I just feel like it's really important to talk about the stigma behind not like being unofficially diagnosed. Like you can learn that you have things, especially as an adult, but it's just really hard to get a diagnosis, especially because a lot of doctors don't really believe that those things actually exist. They think that, oh, this one thing is the same as all these other 10 things, but actually there's a lot of different things. Now let's get back to what we were originally talking about, which was echolalia. Wait, Harley isn't her mom? Did someone think Harley's my mom? What happened? Yeah, it can be really harmful to self-diagnose, which is why you shouldn't just self-diagnose yourself with especially things like autism. A lot of people are doing that right now because of TikTok, actually. So, oh, it can affect your life insurance because if you're neurodivergent, it makes you more likely statistically that you could end your own life or do other things that could harm yourself. Like people with Tourette's, sometimes they have tics that hurt themselves, and so they're going to be more expensive to cover because they're at a higher risk of being injured than someone who wouldn't just generally hit themselves because it's not their tic. I hope that makes sense. But yeah, my dad's an insurance agent, and so that's why he knows stuff like that. But you shouldn't just not go get diagnosed because you're afraid of your life insurance policy going up. I wish that my parents had gotten me officially diagnosed, but it was really hard because in elementary school, I always had teachers telling me to tell my parents that I needed to be medicated. and I didn't understand what that meant, and I'd ask, and they wouldn't tell me. They'd just say, make sure to tell your mom to be medicated. And then in parent-teacher meetings, because I was so disruptive, I cannot even express to you guys how disruptive I was. I couldn't function. It was so bad, and I probably should have been medicated as a kid, but I'm glad that I wasn't, because I was forced to work through it on my own and learn what I needed to do in order to function, and it's great because I don't have to rely on medication. And not that relying on medication is bad, I just personally hate medication, and I don't want to take it unless I have to. But I know that there's a lot of people who do have to, and it helps them be a functioning person, and then that's totally fine, and there's nothing wrong with taking medication. I have just had to go through withdrawal before because of a doctor who prescribed me a thing for too long after surgery, and going off of that medication was the most hell I've ever been through in my entire life, and I do not want to go through wanting to transfer meds and having to go off something again in the future. So, yeah. Okay. Sorry, I'm talking so much. I've never been able to talk about this stuff with other people. I love talking about this kind of stuff. Note to self, talk faster. Okay, do you deal with echolalia? Echolalia is the unsolicited repetition of vocalizations made by another person. It is found in, it is profound form and automatic and effortless. So what does that mean? What does that mean, though? Yes, I do that. It's a problem. My friend did it, too, as a kid. But she would repeat herself. It was really weird. No, sorry, I shouldn't say it was really weird. It was weird as a kid because I didn't understand it. She would say something, and then she'd repeat the exact same thing in a whisper. And it was very interesting. She has ADHD as well. Her parents also opted to not get her officially diagnosed. So it's just repeating people. I do it with sounds. I don't know that I could say that I have this because I don't want to just be like, hey, self-diagnosed party. But I don't know. I only have ADHD. I'm not autistic, and I don't have a lot of other things that I know of, at least. But I do copy sounds. So for example, growing up, I had this friend, Emily, and she would always go just like in and out really fast. So now I do it when I think. I also copy other people's body language. And there was this girl that I was friends with in high school who hated it. She's like, why do you always end up copying me? And I'm like, I'm not trying to copy you. It just happens. Like, she would do these like hand gestures, and I would start doing them. And I would just copy her with everything that was gestures or sounds, not words, but like sounds. And I copy the people that I'm around, and I take after them a lot, but I don't know that that's this. I just thought that it's because I'm easily impressionable, but I don't know. But that's really interesting. There's so many things that I just didn't know about. This is a very educational live stream. Channel update, and let's talk about disabilities. Let's look at signs, symptoms, and diagnosis. People with echolalia, I hope I'm saying that right, repeat noises and phrases that they hear. They may not be able to communicate effectively because they struggle to express their own thoughts. See, I don't struggle to express my own thoughts. I struggle to not express my own thoughts. It's different from Tourette syndrome, where a speaker may suddenly yell or... Yeah, I've heard about that. Repetitive speech is an extremely common part of language development. See, I wonder if I just struggle with that, though, because of my stutters. Yeah, I had developmental delays, especially with speech. So I wonder if that's a thing. The main symptom of echolalia is repetition of phrases and noises. It's noises for me. Oh my god, me and Reed, it's insane. We don't even speak English when we're together. We're just always making noises. Like, Reed will be like, ooh, and I'll be like, eh, and we just like go off each other, and I'll be like, and she'll just like, we just make noises, and I copy her, and we just flow, and it's really weird, but I don't know that that's this. But that's very interesting to learn about. The person with echolalia uses phrases to fill an alternating verbal exchange. This is so interesting. The person with echolalia may say, do you want lunch, to ask for their own lunch. I definitely don't do that. Anyways, very interesting. Let's continue reading the comment section. I need to eat soon, so I'll probably hang out for like the next 10 minutes and then I'll go. Totally not a disability, but I can't make the number 3 with my left hand. I learned it in social work in college. We're up too high. Fast-paced content is way better for me. I love Sweet Boys. Oh my god, the Sweet Boys podcast is so good. I have ADHD, but deal with that so much. Yes, you don't have to slow down. Same. Love your plant videos and love to watch them again and again. Oh, I'm so glad. That helps me out a lot too. It's hard for me to sit down through videos when I feel like it's so slow, but it's really just my brain functioning faster and getting bored. Yes. Woo, ADHD club. We love wavy bitches. What plant did I say that in reference to? Does anyone know? No problem, it's just referring to something that has to do with the mind, of course. The jumping around from topic to topic is so my speed, I love it. Slow monotone speaking grinds my gears, like, come on. Note to self, talk faster. Okay, we read that one. I had a teacher with ADHD once, and he was the best teacher I've ever had. I also have ADHD as well. IBS club! Anyone else in the IBS club? Because, same. We actually had an IBS Discord channel for a little while, but then we didn't use it, so we deleted it. This has been fun. I really get to talk about... Sorry. This has been fun. I rarely get to really talk about my kids because most parents don't have the same things to talk about as I do. I was diagnosed at 7 years old. What were you diagnosed with? I love talking about your kids, Carly. Oh, I love talking about your kids, Carly, too. I love talking about Carly's kids, too. There we go. Echolalia is a feature of ASD. Is that autism syndrome? We're doing a lot of Googling. Autism spectrum disorder. Okay. It's called purple diarrhea. I have it too. Hi, everyone. My oldest son has echolalia, tons of guttural and repeated sounds. So I stim, and it's when I listen to music. I've heard that other people with ADHD and can stim, and so I just never realized or knew why I liked music so much, but it physically makes me feel like I'm exploding on the inside. Does that make sense? Like, I cry at specific songs, and it's the same ones always, and it's just amazing. And it's really cool because on TikTok there's so many ones that are like, if you have ADHD or autism, like, listen to this song, and it's so good, bro. Like, it makes me physically freak out. Anyways, my oldest son, I love that you talk fast. It's relatable to my ADHD because I do the same thing, and I consistently have to repeat myself. It's also way more easy to pay attention to. I love that I post off. You love that I post often. Thank you. Why would it affect life insurance? I already answered that question. My aunt is a neurologist, and she diagnosed me when I was 3. Huh. It can be so harmful, yes, to self-diagnose. It has been recognized to be officially connected, but a lot of people with autism Asperger's have digestion and GI issues. Hey, Quirky Katie! Did I try Harley's Challenge? It's so hard. I haven't tried Harley's Challenge, but I think I could do it because I have really strong legs from cheerleading. I've always been able to do one-legged squats, and that's basically all that is. I feel the same way, but I think it's more of the type of person I am. That's true, Max. Great point. Sometimes checklists help, but sometimes kiddos get hyper-focused on them. You gotta check out Starpoint, best schools for kids with ADHD and dyslexia. Is Starpoint like a franchise of schools? Like, do they have that in other places, or is it like one school? Is my mom the girl named Harley? Hold on, I gotta take a video of this, or a photo of that, so I can send it to her. Yes, Max, gluten-free diet has been used with my kiddos with autism. That wouldn't surprise me. Anxiety and stress can also trigger GI attacks. And it just threw me down to the very bottom. I'm going to start highlighting these so I can see where I was. LMAO Harley isn't her mom. Especially working in the medical field, I guess I see so many people self-diagnose or think that they have a condition. Yeah, that's the thing is people, like, see the most stereotypical thing about something, and then they're like, oh, I have that. And it's like, no, you don't. Hey, Heather, it's a couple grand to get. Yes, exactly. It's also not everyone can afford to get diagnosed. So that's the other issue. Yeah, try the WebMD symptom tracker. Impulse control as well. I have no impulse control. It's actually really bad. I was the queen of lunch detention in 7th and 8th grade because I would just do things or say things and my teachers didn't like it. So I literally was never not in lunch detention in 7th and 8th grade. I was a bad girl, but only because I have ADHD. Just got here, diagnosed with what? Oh, we're just talking about disabilities. Oh, I get the life insurance thing now. Mine's probably effed up. My father-in-law has anxiety, but if he gets treatment for it, he won't get the same security clearance he currently has at his job. Yeah, how screwed is that? The world is so... Did you know that if you have certain disabilities, you can't get married? Yeah. Yeah. The world is so ableist, you just wouldn't even believe it. Did I order food yet? No. Okay, and a lot of people are like, oh, I have ADHD, I always forget to eat. That might be a thing for some people who just get really hyper focused on things, but if anything, I'm always thinking about the next time I get to eat because I'm nervous that I'm gonna miss a meal because, well, I also had anorexia really bad in high school, so maybe that's just different for me because I had anorexia and I'm worried about missing meals because I'm worried about relapsing all the time, but I don't relate to that at all. A lot of medications can mess you up. I have been on so many at once as well. Yeah, I'm personally glad I've never had to experience trying to find the right medication. I'm getting off an antidepressant right now, and I feel the withdrawal symptoms every day. I'm not gonna lie, withdrawal is the literal worst thing in the world. I had to go through it with an opioid because I had a uridioscopy, which is where they go in and remove a kidney stone from your kidney because it's blocking your urine. And he put me on dilaudid morphine, 4 milligrams of it every 6 hours for a month and a half. And then he was like, yeah, just stop taking it when you're done. Bro, you can look up opioid withdrawal symptoms. Wow, I need to stop talking soon. My stutter's getting pretty bad. My brain's not working. I'm hungry. I'm sorry. Opioid withdrawal symptoms are terrible. My skin was so translucent, I could literally see on my chest where my muscles connected. And I could see my entire vein system just in your chest and your neck. And you hear voices and they tell you terrible things. And it's just, you can't eat anything. You literally can't eat anything. I lost 18 pounds recovering from withdrawal syndrome. I can't say that word. Wow. But it's terrible. If you just be so careful if you ever have to take opioids because you just, bro, it's terrible. Vyvanse is about $600 a month. I actually decided to discontinue medicating my son and went on behavioral route with speech. Yeah, honestly, that's going to help so much more, in my opinion, because I had to learn. I mean, obviously I don't have autism, but with ADHD, I had severe ADHD as a kid. Like, I was the most disruptive. I would ruin the class. Like, it was so bad. And I just thought I was just normal and vibing. But I would literally ruin classes. They'd have to send me outside to go calm down for an hour or two sometimes. And which, now that I think about it, is so messed. Like, they just send me out of the classroom and let me be alone for an hour or two. Okay. But, yeah, so reteaching yourself certain things in order to learn how to do them more effectively without medication, in my opinion, is the way to go. And I know that a lot of people can't do it, and it's really, really hard, especially as an adult after you've learned something a specific way for your whole life. I was lucky that I got to learn that as a kid, but yeah, and I still put my foot in my mouth all the time. The worst is that I use the wrong words for things a lot. Like in high school, I meant to tell my friend that she had really strong calves. We were on track together, and instead I told her she had fat thighs. And she was mad at me and didn't talk to me for 2 days, and I tried to explain that I used the wrong words, and she's like, how can you even mess up that bad? And I was like, I meant to say something, and I said the other thing, and it sometimes it just happens, and sometimes I put my foot in my mouth, and I say things, and I think things a specific way, and my problem-solving skills are terrible. Like, I'm so lucky that I'm with Chris, because Christopher helps me with problem-solving, especially with things in our relationship, and he can really think clearly through things, and I just struggle with them a lot. Sounds like he might have woken up. Think of a kid playing with a truck, and then they pick up the truck over and over and over again. It's not fun, but I'm glad to be going off of it. I'm so proud of you. I always repeat words that my partner says and sing specific words and sounds. Yeah, is that a thing? Because I have been singing my words and phrases for a long time, and I don't know why. Sometimes I just do it. And I feel like it's obnoxious. I have a disability. It's intellectual disability. I was born capital D deaf, but now I'm hard of hearing and wear hearing aids. Yeah, it's actually super interesting because the capital D deaf community is like a community of people that believe that they are born perfect the way that they are and that there's nothing wrong with being deaf, and that's what I agree with too. And then there's people who aren't in the capital D deaf community who are deaf, who look at it like it's a plague on them, and they don't accept it as part of who they are, and I don't know. It's just very interesting. Like the capital letter with different communities, like the capital A autistic community and the capital D deaf community. Like there are these groups of people who are of those disabilities and believe very specific things about their disability. That it is who they are, not something that they have, and that it is that they're perfect the way that they are, and that they don't want a cure for this because, or like people with autism being told that they shouldn't have kids because their kids could be autistic is so ableist and terrible, because there's nothing wrong with being autistic. It's just a way that you are. So it's very interesting, and I love seeing it when people say the capital D deaf version of it, because it's like, hey, I know what you're talking about. Same thing, but it's called liking how something sounds and trying to replicate it. I got a Birkin today, congratulations. It's like the saying, you are who you hang around. I think we all take. Yeah, that's the thing, is like, at what point is it a thing, and at what point is it quote unquote normal? Emily, have you heard of Braden Baker? He has a big GoFundMe for hearing aids, and he was on Ellen. Oh, that's cool. My anxiety causes me, shoot, it just shot me all the way down to the bottom again. I hate it when it does that. My anxiety causes me to forget words and stutter. Same, but like, it's my ADHD. Should I start my own channel? Yes, start your own channel and post every day. I used iMovie and filmed with my camera until 6,000 subscribers, so you don't even really need to use anything else. Stims are common with ADHD and autism. We all do them. Yeah. Let's agree that our disabilities are our superpowers, of course. What is a stim thing? Okay, let me Google it up so I can tell you, in case someone hasn't, like, told you yet. I learned about it from TikTok. I follow a lot of people who are disabled on TikTok, and it's great. You learn so much. The word stimming refers to self-stimulating behaviors, usually involving repetitive movements or sounds. So everyone stims in some way, but people who have ADHD or autism stim constantly. So if you're someone who has like ADHD and you have minor stims, like it might be biting your lip constantly. Like, I don't know if you guys can see, but my lip hurts so bad because I literally cannot stop biting it and I cannot control it. And sometimes it's caused by music, or it can be caused by certain feelings and emotions. Like, I know sometimes I've been on the phone with Max when he's unboxing plants, and he stims when he unboxes plants because he's so excited. So it manifests in everyone in a different way, and everyone stims, even normal people stim. But when you're neurodivergent, you stim very often, and especially if you're autistic, you stim more often than if you have ADHD. But it's very interesting, and different things can cause you to stim. Yes, I absorb the emotions of each song that I hear. In high school, I got the most random award. So quirky, so random. I need a shirt that says, my brain is 90% song lyrics, just call me Jukebox. It's one school in Fort Worth. It's super small. Okay. Yes, people that say they have OCD, like my guy. I'm one of those annoying people who will break into song in response to something you just said. Yeah, I do that too. No, the ADHD meds make you not hungry. Yeah, I've heard that too. For some people with disabilities, you get married and you might lose your government benefits. How does that make sense? Opioids are no joke. I work at a summer camp as a program director, and I have had to call child protection 7 times to report children who have told me that their parents are using opioids. That's so sad. I can't earn more than a certain amount every month or my kids lose. Yes, I have heard that. And I've heard that, you know, it is so dumb. It is so dumb because if you have a disability like autism, like, and you have it to a certain extent, employers can just choose to pay you way less. Like, there are some people I know that have autism and they get paid like $3 an hour because they can't do as much as other people. Quote unquote. I did quote unquotes there, by the way. I don't think that's what the rule is, and it's so stupid. It's just so terrible. The pay for them is just, and then they say, oh well, at least we're paying them something, and it's like, anyways, I could rant for hours on this. It's so sad. It's the latest drug issue in the country, but no one talks about it. What? It's so sad, and is the largest drug issue in the country. I see. I've had to get off my anxiety meds because I got a skin reaction, but no withdrawals. That's good. I can't believe I've been sitting here for an hour and a half. It's like at 10 p.m. EST. He tried to get you to cold turkey. Yeah, Dilaudid. It's wild. Yeah, I cannot believe. I don't think he recommended it. He just never told me to wean off of it. And I don't know if he thought it's because I just knew. Me being like 15 years old just knew. My parents didn't know. They'd never done that. What was I gonna say? I can't remember what I was gonna say. And I can't go back and like watch the stream because then you guys hear it play back and it's obnoxious. You guys hear that car? It's super obnoxious. We have a street that runs right in front of my house and we've had 2 police chases on it. People just go really, really fast. Yeah, so there is a law against treating people differently with disabilities, but there's no law against paying them disability pay. It is a whole thing. Ashley, can you share some of your favorite music stems on Discord? I can. My favorite one right now is it's a Vietnamese song with this anime girl that dances back and forth to it, and it's literally just she moves back and forth and that's it. But I can literally listen to it for hours, and I just kind of put it on, and it's just this one excerpt of that song, but oh my god. And I don't know why, but like the visual that goes along with it, I think that's why I like lo-fi so much, especially like the study girl thing, because like there's something to watch and listen to. And so when I have that, then I don't turn when I get distracted to like looking for other things to look at because I have something there, and then that's what I use. I don't know. I stim by pulling at and twisting my hair in the back of my head compulsively. I honestly think mine is just like, my big one is just the stupid tick that I have. Or maybe that's a tick and not a stim. I don't know. I don't know how it works. I'm sorry. But I just know that I cannot stop scrunching my face sometimes, and it's terrible, and I can't not do it. I have to do it. Even if I'm in the middle of talking to someone in a conversation and all of a sudden I'm just going like this talking to them and they're like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I can't stop it. I don't know. Just wanted to pop in and say, hey yo, hey Mason, we're talking about disabilities. Not in a joke way. I feel like the way that I said that sounded like a joke. It's actually a really good conversation. I stim by freaking out. Like, I physically, like, jump up and down. And I just go, I don't know. I get, like, I feel like I'm exploding on the inside. I don't know how to explain it other than that. I feel like I've had undiagnosed ADHD for so long, but I am scared to bring it up to my psychologist because of my insurance. Yeah, it's tough. The best thing that you can do is talk to other people who have ADHD, especially girls, since you are a girl, if that is how you, why can't I think of the word? If that is how you define yourself, then I would talk to other women. You can talk to me about it if you want on Instagram or on Discord. We can talk about it, and I can tell you about mine. But, yeah, it's very different than how men have ADHD. So it's already gone up for going on antidepressants. Yeah, exactly. And that's because if you're on antidepressants, then they assume that, like, you could be suicidal, and so your life insurance will cost more because you could kill yourself. So it's a thing. The world is ableist, and it's just so terrible, and I cannot wait until it goes away. Okay, I get that too, Lachlan, and I think that's just a symptom of having really bad anxiety. Like, when I get terrible anxiety, I can't stop shaking. And I don't think that that's ADHD. I think that that's just being anxious or being a tick. I really think that's just being anxious, unless we both have the same tick. But I don't think it is. I think that's... I can't stop. It's terrible. It feels like you're just shivering and you're unstable and feels like you just fall over. I rock myself when I'm sitting or sometimes when I'm lying in bed. I had a person yelling at me in gym class to stop. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's a good time to wrap this up because I got into the bottom of the comment section. But I feel like we had a really good talk, and if you're just joining now for some reason, please go back and actually watch the channel update. It's very important. Please watch all the way through it. I believe that the channel update is like, what is it called? What am I trying to say? I completely lost my train of thought. The channel update is very important. It's about 30 minutes long. Please watch that. Yeah, it is like you're vibrating. Yeah, anxiety makes you shiver uncontrollably. So I hope that makes you feel better, that you're normal, and that happens. Yes, you missed the update, but it's okay. It's the first 30 minutes of this video. When I antidepressants when I was 16, my mom said to make sure that I didn't tell them that I was... Yes. Yeah, life insurance is very expensive. So it just sucks because you can't really get help. Like, there was this one TikTok that I saw of this person who struggles with severe depression, and it was like them and their therapist, and they were like, the therapist was like, are you okay? And then the patient was like, if I tell you no, will you send me to an institution that I cannot financially afford and will make my depression worse because now I'm in irrecoverable debt? And the therapist was like, yes. And then the patient was like, then no, I'm fine. And then the therapist was like, are you lying to me? And the patient was like, yes. And then the therapist was like, so you aren't okay? And the person said, no, I'm fine, because I can't tell you that I'm not, because I cannot afford to go to a mental institution. So it's just terrible. Like the whole healthcare setup for people with mental struggles and disabilities is terrible, and it's so unaffordable, and it really needs to be reworked. But anyways, I feel like that's a really good end to our lecture class. But yeah, I hope that you guys have a really, really, really good night. Oh, okay, that's another thing, real fast. I get anxiety when I eat dairy. So I am lactose intolerant, and I also have IBS. So when I eat foods that I know I'm not supposed to, and I get anxiety attacks later, it's because I ate those foods. I don't know if you guys know this, but if you eat foods that you're not supposed to, your body will give you an anxiety reaction to it, because it knows that you ate something you weren't supposed to, and there's something in its body that shouldn't be there, and so it just makes you nervous. So I would always know that I would get dairied in high school, because out of nowhere I would get a panic attack. And I'd be like, oh, well, what do I have today? Oh, I had Starbucks. Oh, they must have made it with regular milk instead of almond milk. So if you have IBS or other issues like that, and you eat those things that you're not supposed to eat, and then you get anxiety later, you don't just have a really bad anxiety disorder. You have an issue that when you eat something bad, it gives you anxiety, because you shouldn't be eating that thing. So yeah, I hope that helps. But that's how I always know I get dairied, or I get garlicked or appled. Like garlic, apples, and onions are terrible for IBS. They give me really bad anxiety, and same thing with milk and dairy products. So I hope that helps. But I think that this will be a good end to a video. I hope that you guys enjoyed hanging out with me. Maybe we should do talks like this more in the future. I just really feel like this stuff is really important to talk about. And I really would like my channel at some point to be more than just plants, like Plant Me Actually, but maybe we do mental health week, or mental health videos, or we do, whatever. So anyways, I love you guys. I really do. And thanks for sticking with me for this year. It's been crazy. The ride from 0 subs to 18,000 in a year has been awesome. And yeah, I hope that you have a great day and a good night. And I'm going to eat some food now. So yeah. Good night, guys. I love you. Have a good sleep, sweet dreams, and I'll see you on the 17th with daily uploads. So, bye.